Hey everyone, I wanted to make this quick guide for the final phase of Valtan because I know a lot of you are really struggling with that ghost phase of Valtan. When you get to the final platform of Valtan, it's really important to be able to identify 8 particular skills that Valtan uses. The absolute best way to complete this is if you can identify these animations. Don't try and push DPS, but be patient and wait and see what animation Valtan is about to do next. And if you do this, I promise you, you will have a lot more success with the run. In this video, I'm going to be going through these key skills you have to memorize, then go over a run in real time so that you can see how it happens in action. In my opinion, I feel most players die from these core skills rather than the major gimmicks that most people talk about. Since most of you know these major gimmicks already, we'll just briefly touch on those during the real-time segment. But before beginning, a quick shout out to today's video sponsor. Dragon Raja is a groundbreaking mobile open world MMORPG that lets you do just about anything. And now you can experience everything this game has to offer you over the new PC version. Outside of the stunning graphics run on Unreal Engine 4, Dragon Raja has some of the most creative classes I've ever seen, with a gorgeous design behind each one. I mean, just look at this Soul Dancer class. Create the perfect character in this non-gender locked game and start your own personal adventure. Team up with friends or go solo and clear dungeons for ranks and rewards, PvP against other players, or if combat isn't your thing, you could look forward to some of the best personal housing features a game can offer. You can open up your own shop, or you can even go get married and have a baby if you're all about that social thing. Seriously, who needs to go to real life clubs when you could just go to them digitally? Play some mini games and shoot some hoops, or be a fashionista and show off your costumes. Dragon Raja has it all. Be who you want to be on a mobile client or PC. Click on the link in the description below if you want to try one of the best mobile MMORPG releases of the decade that is now available for PC amongst the 35 million registered users. If you're looking for a new MMO to play on the PC, check out Dragon Raja's new PC client and receive a special exclusive gift using the code found in the description below. Okay, let's go over these one by one. The first one is the most notable one, which is the grab mechanic. You'll see a large red telegraph in front of Valtan, and anyone standing in it will get grabbed and die. Whether Valtan grabs someone or not, he'll stand still for a few seconds, showing a very large yellow telegraph that covers almost half the platform and will one-shot anyone that's standing in it. Next is Valtan's counterattack, which I call HILT, which represents the location of where you should stand. After a quick blue flash, Valtan will pull back his axe, charge up a few seconds, then swing his axe. During this animation, you must be standing under the handle of his weapon or the hilt. If you do not stand here, you'll get knocked back, flying off the platform. Also, do not attack during his charge up portion, otherwise it'll be a team wipe. If you have a skill that was used before his charge up animation, then you'll be okay even if the skill lingers around throughout the animation. Next, we have Valtan's Whirlwind skill. Pretty straightforward here. You'll see a large red circle telegraph that appears on Valtan, indicating his Whirlwind attack. Stay out of the red circle so you don't get knocked off the platform. The jumping smash is the next skill to memorize. Valtan will lock onto a target and jump in the air, smashing his axe down in front of him. He will do this 2 times. Next is the triple front smash. Very simple here. Valtan will smash the ground in front of him 3 straight times. This skill will give you a big window to deal damage to his back, but be careful because this animation looks very similar to the following skill, which is the alternating front back smash. Valtan will smash the ground in front of him, then behind him, then in front of him one more time, as you see here. Next is Valtan's swing to T attack. Valtan will swing his axe in front of him, hesitate a bit, then smash his axe in front of him, creating an earthquake in the shape of a T or a cross that will knock up anyone standing in front, to the sides, and behind Valtan. The sides being slightly in front of him and to the sides, not directly to his side. This will get a lot of people as unsuspecting players get hit from his backside. The final skill to recognize is his triple swing in smash pattern. Valtan will swing to his left just like the swing to T attack, but instead of hesitating after the first swing, he'll swing one more time. After seeing the second swing, immediately move in close range to Valtan's side as he'll smash the ground in front of him while spawning a huge red telegraph, hitting anyone at range and behind him. After the red telegraph explodes, he'll swing his axe a 3rd time, creating another large red telegraph at range. Okay, so now let's take a look at this in real time and kind of break it down. Just gonna go off the top here, nothing really scripted, just watching it and calling it as it goes. The first thing that happens, the first major gimmick is the big yellow telegraph. Everyone hides behind a rock, as you see here. Then he's gonna lock onto a person, and he's gotta make sure that that red telegraph doesn't cover other teammates here. And that's going to explode the rock that was hit by it, and then after that one explodes, the remaining rocks explode as well, so just obviously dodge that. The first mechanic that we see here are one of the two skills that I didn't mention in the previous version because they are not actually in the ghost phase. The first is the bull rush that you've seen from the very first phase that you and your team will counter. Next, Valtan uses his own counter ability. You're going to see a big flash here, and then he gets into his pose. You have to stand right below the hilt or the handle of his axe. If you attack during this phase, as mentioned earlier, you will wipe your team. Big red telegraph here going around Valtan represents the whirlwind attack. Then next, you're going to see him do the alternating front to back to front smash. Just be careful, that last smash has an abnormally large hitbox. Now Valtan's doing his bull rush again, which our team is able to counter. Next, he jumps here, and this is another skill that he only does before the ghost phase. He'll leap forward, spawning earthquakes in front of him, to his sides, as well as behind him, so be careful not to get hit by chasing him. Also keep in mind when he jumps like this, he will usually follow it up with a whirlwind. He does not here. The other thing that he follows it up with is the swing to T skill, which is what he does here. Next, because of Valtan's counterattack, we're standing under his hilt. Swing and a miss there. And this is the last skill that he actually uses before we push him into the next phase, which happens around 15 bars. This is the next major gimmick here. Usually players will just summon Balthor, which is what we do here. That'll give you shields and immunity to CC. But without Balthor, you'll be just dodging the red telegraphs. Then as Valtan hits the ground here, you'll be dodging the green stuff that spawns on the ground, dodge the red that pulls up there. Then you have to get behind those rocks, wait for Valtan's explosion that you see here, then run back outside to where we're standing now to avoid the red telegraphs there. And now we enter the infamous ghost phase. Here's the double jump smash after locking onto a target. Ghost spawns, that has to be countered. So you're just kind of watching what Valtan's doing while watching the ghosts. There's his whirlwind there. He's going to be spawning another ghost soon. There's his grab telegraph there, and grab's always followed by a breath, whether he grabs someone or not. There's his Valtan counter skill where you have to stand below the hilt. You're going to see one of my teammates there fly off because he was standing too close to the head of the axe. Here's the swing to T, so we're going to see an earthquake that goes in front of him, to his sides and behind him. At the top of the screen, my teammate was able to counter. There's his triple smash while I'm countering the ghost to the left. Triple smash is always in front of him. There's the swing, double swing to front smash, which means you have to go in close. That's going to give us an extra window to DPS because that's followed by another swing at the very end of it. He turns around now, and then he pulls his axe up. There's his swing to T smash again. Very common skill that Valtan uses during this phase. Here's his jumping smash, and as you see, he uses it twice yet again. Then he goes into his counter after we countered the ghost at the bottom. Got to stay under his hilt during that phase. And if you're wondering why the guy to the left didn't get knocked back, it's because he has push immunity. That is a gun lancer that is in his identity stance, which gives him CC immunity. Gun lancers are able to ignore a lot of the mechanics here. Next, we see the whirlwind telegraph there. Everybody's going to space out. Now Valtan going into his triple front smash there as I pick up the counter to the left. Now Valtan goes into his swing to T smash. Got to be careful here because there are red telegraphs on the perimeter, as you saw there, as I just kind of dodged. Now Valtan goes into his double swing to smash skill, where you got to get close into melee range. Now Valtan goes into his grab animation telegraph, turns around, quick 180, does the blow animation. Then he goes into his front to back to front smash alternating skill. I missed the counter at the top. Tanker King has got my back. Now I use Thorane here at 20 bars, which takes him down to 10. We see a ghost that spawns at the bottom there, but I'm not actually in the position because I decided to use my Tiger Strike, which pushes me through the target. And since nobody is actually in position to catch that counter, I use a quick time stop. And the timing of it couldn't be better, as Valtan follows that up with a grab here, and my time stop just puts me right through it. Valtan now goes into his full counter, so we stand at the hilt of his weapon. Then he goes into a whirlwind animation here. I should have probably dark bombed here instead of going straight into alt, but I did go ahead and alt since he was at 5 bars at this point. Then Valtan goes into his forward to back to forward skill animation here. We pick up the counter at the top, and 3 bars left now. Valtan does his triple smash animation, ghost coming in the bottom left. I have to actually space that because my counter skill is still on cooldown. Tanker is able to pick it up, but because he has high ping, it registered as counter, but my teammate actually went flying off the ground. And the last animation you see before we delete him is the double swing to smash combo, where we all get back in close and then we finish him off. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, he uses the same 8 attacks that we talked about at the very beginning of the fight. As long as you recognize those animations, you'll have a lot more success during this fight. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.